Please don't tell me there's kids in the woods that eat your brains. I am never going camping again.
If these melon heads do exist, they come out at night. We are not going to stick around to find out.
According to the local lore, the federal government commissioned Dr. Crow shortly after World War II to treat children who suffered from a condition known as hydrocephalus, which caused large pockets of water within the brain. Crow ran a small institution of sorts for these children and donated not only his services but his home in the woods of Chardon Township in Ohio. The government sent him these children. Where did the government get these children from? like here's just these kids. Here, you can have them. What about their parents? They must have, maybe they got rid of them, I don't know. So the first version of this story goes, or one of the versions of this story, this is the less sinister one. Crow took mercy on these poor children and allowed them to live with him in the woods, shielding them from the cruelty of the outside world, where he studied them and searched for a cure. Unfortunately, Dr. Crow died of natural causes without finding a cure. Unsure of what to do next, the children simply decided to hang around the old buildings, and they have remained there to this day. While the house is now nothing more than ruins, legend has it that if you can find your way back there, you might encounter a melonhead or two. But don't fret, if you do spot one, chances are they are just going to stand there and stare blankly at you. This version is a little more sinister here. A more widely held and second version of the legend paints a more sinister picture of the doctor. Crow is said to have performed medical experiments on the children who developed larger, hairless, bulbous heads and tiny malformed bodies. Crow is rumored to have injected more fluid into their swollen brains, causing their heads to swell up like melons. Eventually, legend continues, the children killed Crow, burned the orphanage, and retreated into the surrounding forests. It is said that the melonheads hate all human beings and occasionally emerge from hiding places to attack people in the area. They are blamed for numerous attacks and some kidnappings. Some accounts say they stole livestock, pets, even children, using them for food source. Cannibalism was not out of the question in the desperate times. In this other version, the Dr. Crow was married to a woman who was loved by the children. One night, Crow and his wife were arguing, and Mrs. Crow was killed, either intentionally or by accident, when she fell against the cabinet and hit her head. The children became enraged and blamed the doctor and viciously killing him and burning it institute to the ground. They allegedly have been spotted near the Crow residence for decades. They are often hairless, with deformed limbs, razor-like teeth, and glowing red eyes. Why is their eyes glowing red? I don't know. Maybe it's ghosts or something. Maybe it's the ghosts of the children. Here's someone's first-hand account. This is a crazy story. This is nuts. I used to live by the woods on Wisner Road near the Lundgren Barn, whatever that is. And when I was 10 years old, I had a brief encounter with the melonhead. It was early autumn night around 10 p.m. when I heard my dog bark and I ran outside to see what was going on. When I went outside to see what the commotion was all about, I found my dog lying there bleeding. I looked toward the woods and saw what I believed to be a small figure with a very pale skin and a large head. Could it be an alien, or is it maybe a melonhead? When the creature saw me, it ran into the woods. I went out the next morning and followed the tracks, but they stopped near a creek. Crazy. So, I mean, there's people that have seen these things. I don't know how real it is. What do you guys think in the comments? Have you ever heard of the story? I remember hearing about this a long time ago because it's not too far from where I live. Very interesting stuff, if this is real. So, if you know anything, leave in the comments and tell your story. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.